Head, heart, fate, fortune, life. Those were the first words I ever read. It was my father who gave me my name. Mama said it came to him at a place called Pear Tree Corner, whispered by a tree so old it knew all the secrets of New York. The apothecary who owned the storefront there told my father that he could ask the tree any question he liked, and if he listened hard enough, it would answer. My father believed him. "Call the child Moth," the twisted tree had said, its branches bending low, leaves brushing against my father's ear. Mama had been there too, round-faced and waddling with me inside her belly, but she didn't hear it. "It was the strangest, most curious thing," my father told her. "Like when a pretty girl first tells you she loves you, I swear to God." Mama said she'd rather call me Ada, after Miss Ada St. Clair, the wealthiest lady she'd ever met, but my father wouldn't allow it. He didn't care that Miss St. Clair had a diamond ring for every finger and 2 pug dogs grunting and panting at her feet. He was sure that going against what the tree had said would bring bad luck. After he left us, Mama tried calling me Ada anyway, but it was too late. I only ever answered to Moth. "Where's my papa?" I would ask. "Why isn't he here?" "Wouldn't I like to know? Maybe you should go and talk to the tree." "What if I get lost?" "Well, if you do, be sure not to cry about it. There's wild hogs that run through the city at night, and they'd like nothing better than to eat a scared little girl like you." My father had thought to put coal in the stove before he walked out the door. Mama held on to that last bit of his kindness until it drove her mad. "Who does such a thing if they don't mean to come back?" she'd mutter to herself each time she lifted the grate to clean out the ashes. She knew exactly what had happened to him, but it was so common and cruel she didn't want to believe it. Miss Katie Adams, over on Moth Street, had caught my father's eye. She was 16, childless, and mean, with nothing to hold her back. Mrs. Reardon, who lived in the rear tenement, told Mama she'd seen them carrying on together in the alley on more than one occasion. "You're a liar," Mama screamed at her, but Mrs. Reardon just shook her head and said, "I've nothing to gain from lies." Standing in front of the girl's house, Mama yelled up at the windows, "Katie Adams, you whore, give me my husband back." When Miss Adams' neighbors complained about all the noise Mama was making, my father came down to quiet her. He kissed her until she cried, but didn't come home. "He's gone for good," Mrs. Reardon told Mama. "Your man was a first-time man, and that's just the kind of man who breaks a woman's heart." She meant he was only after the firsts of a girl, the first time she smiles at him, their first kiss, the first time he takes her to bed. There was nothing Mama could have done to keep him around. Her first times with him were gone. "Goddamn Katie Adams," Mama would whisper under her breath whenever something went wrong. Hearing that girl's name scared me more than when Mama said piss or shit or fuck right to my face. The day my father left was the day the newsboys called out in the streets, "Victory at Shiloh!" They shouted it from every corner as I stood on the stoop, watching my father walk away. When he got to the curb, he tipped his hat to me and smiled. There was sugar trailing out of a hole in his pocket where he'd hidden Mama's silver bowl. It was spilling to the ground at his feet. Some people have grand, important memories of the years when the war was on, like the moment a brother or lover or husband returned safe and sound, or the sight of President Lincoln's funeral hearse being pulled up Broadway by all those beautiful black horses with plumes on their heads. "Victory at Shiloh!" and my father's smile is all I've got. The rooms I shared with Mama were in the middle of a row of 4-story tenements called the slaughterhouses. There were 6 of them altogether, 3 sitting side by side on the street, with 3 more close behind on the back lots. If you lived there, there was every chance you'd die there too. People boiled to death in the summer and froze to death in the winter. They were killed by disease or